The United States just crossed a red line that could change everything in the Middle East. In a shocking weekend escalation, American forces directly attacked 3 Iranian nuclear facilities, marking the most dangerous moment in the Israel-Iran conflict yet. But here's what's even more terrifying. The world's reaction tells us this might just be the beginning. 9 days after Israel began its military campaign, President Trump made the decision that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had been pushing for over a decade: direct American intervention against Iran's nuclear program. This weekend's strikes on 3 Iranian military complexes represent a dramatic escalation that has divided the international community and brought us closer to a regional war than ever before. The targets were strategic and devastating. U.S. forces hit 3 Iranian nuclear complexes in what Netanyahu called a bold decision that will change history. But Iran isn't backing down. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi warned of lasting consequences and declared that Tehran reserves all options for retaliation. Hours after the attack, Iranian missiles struck northern and central Israel, injuring at least 16 people. The international response reveals a world divided. Britain's Keir Starmer supported the operation while calling for diplomatic solutions. Germany's government assessed that much of Iran's nuclear program was affected. But Chancellor Friedrich Merz wasn't informed beforehand, unlike his British counterpart. France demanded moderation and negotiated solutions within nuclear non-proliferation frameworks. But here's what's really telling. Even allies are worried about where this leads. U.S. adversaries didn't hold back. Russia vehemently condemned what it called irresponsible violations of international law. China accused the U.S. of illegal actions and demanded a ceasefire. Venezuela and Cuba both condemned American military aggression, with Cuban leader Miguel Diaz-Canel warning of irreversible consequences for humanity. When your enemies agree this unanimously, it's worth paying attention. Perhaps the most chilling response came from the UN Secretary-General, who called this a dangerous escalation in a region already at the breaking point, and warned of a direct threat to international peace and security. His words should terrify everyone. There is a growing risk that this conflict will quickly spiral out of control, with catastrophic consequences for civilians, the region, and the world. This isn't diplomatic language. This is a red alert. Even within the United States, the reaction is explosive. One Democratic representative called the decision a grave violation of the Constitution and grounds for impeachment, warning, on impulse, he risks launching a war that could trap us for generations. Another described the situation as insane, asking, haven't we learned our lesson about unauthorized Middle East wars? Regional powers who know the Middle East best are terrified. Qatar, which has been mediating between Israel and Hamas, warned of catastrophic consequences, both regionally and internationally. Saudi Arabia expressed great concern about developments. Brazil condemned the attack as a violation of Iranian sovereignty and international law, specifically highlighting the grave threat that strikes on nuclear facilities pose to civilian populations through radioactive contamination. Perhaps the most powerful plea came from an unexpected source. The Pope told the international community it must work to avoid opening an irreparable abyss. His words cut through political rhetoric. No armed victory can compensate for mothers' pain, children's fear, stolen futures. May diplomacy silence the weapons. When the Pope is warning of an irreparable abyss, we need to listen. Here's what this means for you. We're witnessing the most dangerous moment in Middle Eastern geopolitics in decades. The U.S. has crossed the Rubicon by directly attacking Iran's nuclear program. Iran has already retaliated. Traditional allies are nervous, enemies are united in opposition, and even the UN is warning of catastrophic global consequences. This isn't just another Middle Eastern conflict. This is a potential catalyst for a broader war that could affect global energy supplies, refugee flows, and international stability. The next 48 hours will be critical. Will Iran's promised lasting consequences materialize? Can diplomacy prevail as the Pope and UN demand? Or are we watching the opening moves of a conflict that could reshape the global order? What do you think? Was the strike necessary to prevent a nuclear Iran, or a reckless escalation that puts us all at risk? Stay informed. Stay safe.